Talk about a little bit, you were discussing with me a little bit before the call about what you're taking in the home with you when you do that presentation,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
something behind. Talk about that part.
I'm shocked when I talk to independent movers. All the van lines have a packet of information
Mhm,
when you open it up, it's an 8.5 by 11 with sheets on the left and sheets on the right and a place for your business card where there's a cutout.
mhm,
But I am shocked at how many movers I talk to that just go out and give a business card. And I can't believe it. I was just like, wait a minute here, hold on. That entire folder at gotprint.com, you can go online.
mhm.
If you buy 1,000 or more, you're looking at 73 cents a piece.
Yeah.
That's it. So you spend all that time and effort to get to somebody's home, and you got to spend the extra 73 cents. Sorry. Maybe with shipping, it'll be 83 cents. Point is, by the time you put paper in there, it's $1 to impress somebody. That's it. On the front side, your logo, your phone number, and your website. You don't need much more than that. That's fine. They get it. You there. On the back side, you get, if you want to do backside, you get that for free. I put my face on there with my cell phone and my email and saying, I'm here and I want you to know that I'm available
Mhm.
whenever you call. Now, people aren't going to call you at 10 o'clock at night. They won't do that.
Right.
But I'd say, you can always call me. I said, you can. It doesn't mean I'm going to pick up. I said, you can
Right.
always call me. I'm making myself accessible.
Yeah.
On the inside, testimonials. I'd have
Mhm.
15 to 18 pages of testimonials, which I've shared with some movers.
Mhm.
Let's say, how'd you get so many? I said, well, I asked them to fill out a survey and I give them a free Starbucks card.
Yeah.
2 questions, 15 seconds. Then when they come back, they come back and they write that long thing and say, oh, we love your company. I go back and say, hey, thank you for that wonderful set of words that you put down on an email. By the way, I Googled beautiful people in whatever town they're in, and I found you. I couldn't believe it. In parentheses, okay, I'm just joking, but I think you're awesome. If you wouldn't mind sending me a picture of your beautiful face or your partners or your kids or a dog, I'll give you a second Starbucks card for free. In fact, I might throw in a free latte. I'd put that in an email.
Yeah.
Oh, no problem. Next thing you know, everybody thinks, oh, that doesn't mean much. Wait a minute.
Mhm.
When you do that and get 20 of them, you put them on a page and you have people's faces, you can tell they're real, not fake or stock. Then you have their words and you can't make up all those words.
Yeah.
I put video obviously on USA Home Listings because it's their words. It's not mine. I didn't say it.
Yeah.
It makes a big difference.
Mhm.
And then when you go into a home, I have a cover letter that says, hey, basically, I'm Greg and I take this serious. And these are just a few testimonials. And it'll be 15 pages of testimonials of people's faces.
Mhm.
And on the right side of the packet, just helpful information. All helpful. No legal jargon and all that. Save that for when they book.
Yeah.
Don't scare them with all the bad, what I call insurance things and all that. Don't get them all caught up into that. Just be helpful.
Yeah.
Helpful hints. And then when you get a beautiful survey that comes back from a client, not only can you put in your website, you put in your packet, you go to the realtor that listed their home and you put in subject line, the customer's name.
Mhm.
And it's a 3-sentence or 3-paragraph, I guess you would say, email to the realtor and say, dear realtor, I recently moved your clients, comma, Joe and Mary Smith.
Yeah.
And wanted you to know what they said about us. Put in the exact quotes of what they said. The 3rd paragraph said, if you wouldn't mind, and if you would allow us permission to send you a packet of our information in case you know of someone that may be moving in the future.
Yeah.
Best regards. They'll read it within 2 seconds because you didn't bog them down with a bunch of stuff about how great you were. Your client said it. And they would get back within, I had open rates of 20 to 40 seconds, is like average is crazy.
Yeah.
But in the subject line, you put the customer's name.
Yeah.
And that's just smart because they're thinking they're probably going to get a referral. They're wondering, wait, what's this about? Either good or bad, but I got to open that baby.
Yeah.
Because they get bombarded with the, and it gets to the email spam filters. Because if you try to go after a realtor with just like, hey, can you help us? They get that 50 times a week and they'll be spammed out anyway. It won't even matter.
Yeah.
Keller Williams, Coldwell Banker, and all them, they're tough now. But it's not even the right way to do business. Why should you ask for somebody unless you showed them proof that you were worthy of being referred to?
You're saying kind of work backwards, right?
Work backwards.
You service the customer and then work your way back up the trail.
Absolutely.
Who they're using.
Correct. But I would go out to the house and I'd get it on I wouldn't have to even look. You go back and look.
Yeah.
Now this is granted, I was doing in-home estimates. So if you're not, you can always look online too. It takes about 1 second, put in any address and you can see who listed the home. And you email them, find their email them, put in the subject line, the customer's name, and then put those 3 sentences. We recently moved your clients,
Mm.
and this is what they had to say. Next paragraph is word for word. I don't care what they said.
Mm.
Quote it. Third one is, and this is important. Would you give us permission to send you a packet of our information?
Yeah.
You're being polite and asking, because to just get bombarded with people, I'll say that they get hit a lot every week with people saying, can you help me? Can you help me? I'm a painter, I'm a deck guy and all that. And so you said, I'm asking permission. If you say no, I won't send it. And I actually had one person of all the times. One said, no, I'm good. They already had a mover they were giving business to. Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair.
No
So I
problem.
didn't send it. But for the most part, they get back quick.
Yeah.
And they think that your client is the one that gave them their name. So they kind of have to get back.
Yeah.
I'm not being mean. I'm not being untoward in that approach. It's a nice approach. And it's an approach that says, hey, we're a good moving company, but this is what your client had to say. And it seemed to work well. And next thing you know, the next day you're getting calls from that. Call would come in. How did you hear of us? Well, I heard of it from my realtor, and then here it comes. But actually, it was my realtor that is a realtor with someone in their office that they sent an email that one of your clients, got it. And they put to next day, just like that. Incredible. And how much does that cost? Zero, nothing. Right, it's free. I love free.
Yeah.
So it's just a good way to get to realtors one at a time.
And that's the kind of stuff that I really promote and I love talking about, because I think with the industry, it's so, especially the last, so many years, everyone's looking for this home run turnkey. You know what I'm talking about? This home run turnkey, do it all for me marketing system. And it's like, well, there are some things that you do that you pay some money and it kind of, once you get it up and running, it works. But there are some things that are different. I think the people that take the time to do those things are the ones that win.
Yeah. Focus on the customer first. Take yourself out.
Yeah.
I made a really impactful decision to myself after the 2007, 2008 debacle with the economy and things went down. I was like, why am I doing this anymore? I don't want to do this. I wasn't happy. Mm-hmm. And I finally said, if I'm going to stay in this business, I'll never forget, it was a really mental decision, then I'm going to have fun from this point forward. I'm going to have a good time. I'm actually going to have a riot. I'm going to go out there and I'm just going to have fun, because if I don't, I'm out. I'm done. Yeah. And it was that point that things really took off like insane. And I got to a point where I was seeing people that were only like 5-10 miles away. And my average sale was over $3,500 in a local. And it just was the connections that were being made, because I never treated people like they were a sale. I treat it as if I don't need it. I'm just here to help. I'm going to do my best I'm going to help you. And I'm going to help you some more. I'm going to have fun while I'm here helping you. Yeah. And it took the pressure off internally. Yeah. And it takes it off of them, and people can read that. Yeah. And no complaints, and if anything went wrong, they never blamed me for it. And those little things, guys maybe they'd fall, they'd break the desk, but they would never be like, well, this experience was awful. No, they broke the desk. Come on, we know. And that's another thing. That movers, you can get through that and say, we'll take care of it. Good, thank you. It's all we want. We know we're not expecting to be perfect. Yeah. You're moving wood. Yeah. With oblong shapes into a square hole. I tell people, do you know how impossible it is to do that? Yeah. If you watch the guys, you'll be impressed. And so I would set up conversations and say, yeah, some things can happen, but we're going to be there for you if it does. Yeah. And they go, I can accept that. I agree. That's what people want. So, they want someone that's going to be responsible. They want someone that's not going to avoid the phone call or the text message after the move. Right. And they never hear from them again. You talked just now about being happy. Like, I just want to go out, have fun. You have this industry where it can be a very consuming lifestyle, right? Especially during our peak 6-month period where we're going. Oh, it's hard. It's go, go, go. You've got crews going out every day, trucks, happens with the truck, a guy doesn't show up. What are some keys for these moving company owners when they're in those dark times, when it's like, man, there's not a whole lot to be had for fun? What are you reading there? What do you read? I'd say, show me the last book that you read. Now, Kindle's wonderful. It's in my phone. I can go like this, let's see it again. And I got Kindle. Yeah. And I do all the positive stuff. That's just me. And I manifest, I believe in the law of attraction, that you will bring to yourself what you put out. Anything that's positive and uplifting. I think, I showed you what's behind me here on the wall. Yeah. I had a stencil that was made, and it's the first thing right in the middle. It says, think. create, aspire, visualize on my left side, create something new, and priorities, and surround your environment with that kind of stuff. And then people will become advocates for you. Jeffrey Gitomer, I think I mentioned him earlier.
Yeah.
He has a book called, let me think, I'm going to say if I say it correctly. Satisfaction is worthless. And then he puts in parentheses, but customer loyalty is priceless. It's a wonderful book.
Wow.
And what he really says is satisfaction will never get that person to talk about you again. But a loyal customer that says you're always on my side and always wanted to help will absolutely tell everybody, well, you're moving. What? You're moving up? Call Greg. You're moving. You got some concern? Call Winston. Just call Winston. Stop. Don't talk anymore. Just call. And that's what we all want. We want advocates. And that starts with what is inside your brain and the energy that you're giving out.
Yeah.
And when you go out to a home, I will honestly say 100%, I had that completely wrong when I first started this business. There is no question. I came from a business that was all about closing, the closing tactics.
Yeah.
If I say this, you say this. Oh yeah. Well, what if I can do this and that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
And it was very different than it is now, where now, why not actually give value first? But I was getting my butt kicked by this younger kid that was and he wasn't a kid, he was maybe a few years younger than me.
Sure.
And he was just killing it. And I finally asked him, I said, what are you doing, man? And he just says, well, I try to go out there and help people. And I could tell it really came from his heart. You could see it. And then I watched him do it. I'm like, oh my word. And that's what it's all about. Just if you help people, they'll be glad to give you their money.
Yeah.
But they're not giving they're not going to give it to the guy that is treating them like their next paycheck.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's sales. So I'm getting off on the sales things, but it's what do you put in here all day? If you saw the other side of my desk, you'd see about 30 books got to build in. And I probably have over 300 or 400 books on positive. That's all I read is that positive stuff in business and who are the leaders out there that do this or that, and try to always keep it. On vacation, I started again now listening with audio. The library had a free one on Damon John. Didn't know how smart he was. Holy mackerel.
Yeah.
The guy from the Shark Tank.
Yep.
Oh, he's so street smart. It's not even funny. I could go on for 10 minutes about that. But I was listening to this going, oh, this guy's brilliant. No wonder why he made all this money. And so it's what's going on in your brain. And you like them because they'll ask how your kids are doing. And the person will say, hey, Greg, how your kids doing? And you walk away and you go, God, no wonder why he's successful. Geez, oh, Pete, it's so odd. And he's got 5,000 friends. Yeah. Everybody like, why? It's because he put you first.
Yeah.
He put you first. He put himself second. And there's just certain people, and I'm not going to mention names. There's people in our life that are like that. You're like, well, no wonder why he's so successful. I hope he makes $1 billion.
Yeah.
Because he or she, the way we have neighbors, and I won't say names, but she's so wonderful. She's like a saint.
Yeah.
And just like, there's just certain people that are like that from their soul. Like they're born that way, like just good people. Those are my heroes.